I'm a little disappointed, of course, that the engine in this was garbage. Yes, I'm well aware that if I got in a front-end crash or something, I'd have a giant Kawasaki motor hitting me in the back of the head. So what I chose to do was not get in a crash. What's up, people? I'm back with Casey's 80s Garage. Yes. So today with the 944, we're not actually working on it because it's basically done and I'm driving it and having fun. And I used it for utility and picked up a Kawasaki Ninja engine. Why would I do that? Because we're building a new Top Gun bike. Come here. So here it is. Yes. It looks terrible. Actually, it's coming along just fine. If you want to come over here, you can see it better. But right now, it's mechanically sound in a number of ways, except for the fact that this engine is blown. I don't know if it has a horrifically spun rod bearing or what, but when we started fixing it up and getting it all ready to start it up, it is making horrific sounds. It's not smoking, but it's making horrific sounds, which kind of tells me it's a bottom end. I sort of hope that maybe like the timing chain was flopping around, so we put in a mechanical chain tensioner. Yeah, that did nothing. This engine's trashed. So where we're at is, after the first one got done, it was really pretty this past winter, that bike ended up going to Folds of Honor Charity, which is a really cool military-based charity to help give scholarships to young people of military-related families. And that's fantastic, except for the fact that afterward, I no longer had a Top Gun bike, and the movie's coming out this year, and I love motorcycles, and the 80s is cooler than now, so I need one. But the problem is, all the Ninjas got basically destroyed because they were really cool muscle bikes and then everybody wrecked them. And then when the 90s came out, there were way more cool bikes, so they were sort of like has-been. And then by the 2000s, nobody cared and they were all trashed. And nowadays, it's just so hard to find a good one. But this one, let's go over it a little bit. What's positive about this one for the Top Gun is it has the original exhaust on it, just like it did in the movie, the twin exhaust. Okay, so that's proper for the movie. This one also has the original amber turn signals on, whereas the last one I had the clear ones. And the clear ones looked really cool, but in the movie, they were orange. And on the bodywork, which I'm just gonna start getting the bodywork now, but the bodywork, this is an 86. The one from the movie, I think, was an 84, so it's painted differently, but they're the same bike, right? But fortunately, it's never been wrecked in that regard, so it still has the amber turn signals and the clear windscreen, which is an okay shape. And if I polish it up, it's gonna look good. So obviously these have to be painted because the Top Gun bike was black and red. And I know there's some people out there going, oh my gosh, that red, white, and blue is so cool. It's so awesome and it's rare. And I'm like, yeah, but the bodywork's all beat up. And I want a Top Gun bike. So sorry, guys. But anyway, so these pieces are pretty nice. Now, the lower fairing was missing, but I got this from AirTech Streamlining, just a hot tip for you bike people. And it's fiberglass, but it looks like it's going to fit perfectly. So I'm really happy with that. The bodywork, you know, and I don't want to buy like a whole body or find another bike just for that. I just wanted this one piece. And I found one on eBay, but the problem is, if you look at this here, so this is where the bodywork goes, the lower part, and I think that says a lot. This is a pretty nice piece from AirTech. It's not going to need a whole lot to prepare this to paint. But I want to show you this. So the problem with the bodywork on eBay is, you see these two cutouts? That's where the stock headers come by. And this bike has the stock headers on it. So naturally I want it to be like this, but the one on eBay is all hogged out from having like a Vance & Hines or an aftermarket exhaust system where all four go into one on the side. They sound cool, but that bodywork was kind of ruined. So this is why I went with this. And the fiberglass is perfectly nice and you're never gonna notice. So I'm all about it. Let's get the rest. Can you tell I'm kind of stalling because that engine's really heavy and getting out the back of the 940 is not that easy? I know some people are like, whoa, Casey, you're pretty ballsy, putting a motorcycle engine in the back of your pretty Porsche. Well, it's a car, it's got a trunk, why would I not? I'm like not on my way to a PCA club meeting, I'm on my way to build a sweet motorcycle, yes! So anyway, it was funny because I went to a place to get these parts in Huron, Ohio called Boar's Cycle, and blew me away. It was like the last scene in Indiana Jones and the, what was the one? Was it the Last Crusade? Camera guy, was the Last Crusade the one with the, like supposed to be the Ark of the Covenant?
I believe so.
Yeah. The end scene when it like goes with the bureaucrats and the government idiots that put it in this giant warehouse. It was like that, but with like cool old motorcycle parts. I was totally blown away. But it was funny because when I got there, The guy looked, he's like, wow, I've never seen anybody pick up a motorcycle engine in something that nice before, which is a nice compliment. But the car was looking perfect. I just got done ceramic coating it and kind of finishing it up. So this is also interesting too. Now, I give a thanks to the guys over at BG Motorcycles. It's a little motorcycle shop where they work on it here in Bowling Green, Ohio, Rod and Adam. And they're the ones, they worked with me. They're real nice. They had the bike up so we could take the wheels and tires off, and then I refinished the wheels. And they put on some nice new Avons here, did a new chain, did a bunch of mechanical stuff to it. And I was busy with the other builds, so they took apart the braking system. And then I took the calipers that were bare and refinished them and give them back to them, and they got that all set up. So it's a nice jump start for this project. The tank, the original tank here was really pretty trashed. It was very rusty on the inside. So they were soaking it with, what do you call it? Vinegar. And that gets rid of the rust. And then eventually you got to rinse that out and whatnot. So right now, it's got a bunch of WD-40 in there. And keeping it from rusting more. It should be pretty good. But, and this is a sad thing, and I'm not blaming them at all, but when you soak something in vinegar, for all you people out there to get rid of the rust, vinegar's nasty stuff, you guys. And so here's my gas cap for my Ninja, and it's great, and it was there, but this is a pot metal, and it just ate it right away. I mean, it's like I've never felt metal turn soft. It's just gone. So I'm not mad at them. That can happen to anybody, but just word of the wise, the vinegar is nasty stuff, and it'll eat pot metal. So heads up there. Also had to get a new Speedo drive, and but fortunately I've got a manual for this bike, which I don't even know what I'm going to do with that. But here's an old chain tensioner. But the seat I had. Uh-oh, what did I lose? Oh man. Oh, it's that piece of pot metal, whatever. So the seat I had recovered. If you guys remember from the last Top Gun build bike, the material, it's kind of like they don't make black like they used to, the color. And when I got the new seat for the old one and I put it on with the gorgeous black paint. I mean, the paint was amazing, right? And then I put the seat on and I'm like, it looks gray, it looks terrible. So I ended up taking that seat, cleaning it with wax and grease remover, and then actually spraying it black. But this one I took a little extra time with the upholstery guy. I think it's Lee's Trim that did this seat here in Toledo, Ohio. Nice guy. We looked more carefully. We found a nicer, truer black. So that looks real good. And fortunately, everything of the original seat works underneath. So if you come over here, here is the centerpiece for the handlebars. The mirrors are in pretty good shape. I don't think I'm going to respray them. I think I'm going to just use some trim restore, or I might just clean them up and hit them with the ceramic coating. That might be nice, like it worked on the Porsche parts. So the hardest thing to find when you're doing a Top Gun replica is not the bike. I mean, the bike's kind of hard to come by, and you got to paint it and you got to restore it and all and make it not be a piece of crap. It's the stickers, right? And I was all concerned. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to research all these military stickers and do all kinds of computer art. No way! If you just go on Amazon, I swear to God, this comes from Bulgaria. Yeah, Bulgaria. You can go on Amazon and you can buy all of the stickers for the Top Gun bike. Just at this, like, I don't know, $35, and they're nice quality. So yeah, I just literally went on Amazon and got me some cool stickers. Yeah, they're all the correct ones, all the correct fighter weapons school for the Navy, 55 miles an hour because Jimmy Carter's trying to ruin everybody's life because of gas crisis. And but then Sammy Hagar writes a cool song. So anyway, that's going to be really cool. And I've got all this here. And I spent about an hour looking around the shop today with my camera guy because I couldn't find the freaking box. I'm like, where did it go? It's missing. And then I realized I put it in a really intelligent place with some of my junk. That makes sense, right? But anyway, I did have to find these. I was fortunate to find these on eBay as somebody that was parting one out. I did not have the black plastic inserts. Wow. How many cases does it take to unwrap this? I am not intelligent. Come on. Oh, jeez. Anticlimactic. Let's go. Yes. I'm good at things in my own head. Okay. So this I had missing. This is the black plastic trims that go in here. If you really want it to be nice, you got to find this stuff. Obviously, it's really got that old plastic look going on. So I'll clean it up, see how it goes. This I may shoot with my trim paint, which ended up looking really good on the last bike. And some of you had a good tip that you can heat up plastic with like a torch really carefully or a hot gun. That's a great idea, but that's also playing with fire quite literally, and I don't want to warp or ruin it. So for me, prepping the surface really nice and cleaning it up and then shooting it with trim restore gives a perfect finish that I have full control over without the possibility of ruining the part. So that's the direction I chose to go. But anyway, now I have to harm myself physically. Camera guy, would you be so kind as to come over here and look at the absurdity that is my life? All right, so people, this is Casey's 80s Garage. I didn't use a truck or some new car. I used my 944 I got for $3,000 and fixed up. Yes. And yes, I'm well aware that if I got in a front end crash or something, I'd have a giant Kawasaki motor hitting me in the back of the head. So what I chose to do was not get in a crash. Ha! Who'd have thought of that? All right. We don't actually have to put soft baby bumper walls on reality for everybody. You can just not suck and make good choices. Who knew? Okay, here we go. There's going to be somebody mad at me for saying that. Casey, you shouldn't say that. I once knew a guy who was related to somebody that got hurt doing something like that. Well, yeah, okay. Oh, man. I'm sure this is a lot easier to get in here than getting out. This is sort of like pulling this out right now is slightly nicer than taking the engine out of a Lamborghini Miura. Because, yeah, the cars are really pretty and nice to own if you're super rich and don't have to work on one. Because when you actually take the back clamshell off a Lamborghini Miura and you have to take out the whole V12 engine, it clears the back glass of that car by like 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to try not to break my Porsche. Camera guy, would you be so kind? You want to stick it in the tripod here? Cool. All right. Yes, that's great. Everybody's going to love it. Are you guys all hoping we die? You punks. Okay. Oh, God, I got to stretch. This is a terrible idea. Casey, why don't you use a lift? Casey, why don't you put the Porsche on a rotisserie and then something? No. All right, I'm going to get in here and scoot it over. Yep, yep, yep. Yep, yep. Oh, come on. Oh yeah. So I think how I did this last time was one guy on each side, and you see that big nub right here? That's a great place to put your hand. And then I'm trying to think where I grab the other side. We'll do it. So let me get out of here. Because it's probably got to weigh a good 150 pounds anyway. Hold on, I already screwed up my wrist. Do you want any gloves?
I'm fine.
You okay?
Yep.
All right. Hold on, sorry.
You're all good?
I think I'm going to put it under the sump. The only thing I can say, and I know this is being picky, but let's try to not put all of our weight on the bodywork, and you know what I mean?
1, 2.
Yeah, hold on one second. Sorry. Okay, hold on, I get my leg out. Yep, okay. Oh, yes!
Stretch today.
I am good at stuff. Oh. Okay, here we go. Well, there it is. That wasn't so bad. I am a whiny person. Oh, man. Yeah, there's going to be like that one troll that said I was whining too much in the last one. It's like, see, even you know you're a whiny person. I saw a sticker once at a race, and I thought this was great. This guy had it on his motorhome. He was racing Lola T70s, I think. And the sticker just said, gas holes racing. Even we don't like us. I'm like, yes, that is a good sticker. Okay, so let's look at this engine. Now, amazingly, there were actually 2 of these motors at this place, which was awesome because I got my pick. And this one looked a lot nicer. And this is the reason I grabbed it, obviously. It didn't have any surface rust that I could find. The other one did. So clearly the other one had been sitting outside. And you know, the funny thing is, this one could look a lot nicer and be trash on the inside, and you know, vice versa. But that's really all I had to go by. So here we are. If you look over here, the cover is off right here for where the electronic points are, and then also where your water pump goes, and your alternator, and your starter, and this box, and I think the oil fill will go right here as well. Actually, it seems to sit there okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to transfer those parts over. Yeah, and the clutch goes there too. Can't forget that. Let's see, where's that? Oh, that's fascinating. How's that? So that's the clutch. Oh, it pushes here. Okay, that makes sense. All right. So I'm just gonna have to transfer those parts over. Obviously those are not part of what blew up on the bike, so hopefully it'll be good. I'm also gonna switch this thing over to a manual timing chain tensioner, which you can see if you look right here, that's the original. And then if you look here, here's the manual one. The manual one is good because I don't know if they go bad or over time they wear, but you got to be nice to them. You can't over tighten them and you don't want them loose. So if you go manual, you need to not suck as a mechanic and you need to pay attention to your bike. But that's what's going on, guys. I'm going to try to get through this bike relatively quickly because I want to have some fun. So something else I learned that I thought I'd tell you all, and come on over here, you can take a peek, is everybody's time is valuable. A lot of motorcycles are inexpensive enough that it really has to come down to strategy because you can still sink massive amounts of time into a motorcycle. I'm a little disappointed, of course, that the engine in this was garbage. So that one, I paid $600 to get another engine, so I hope it works. Fortunately, though, the guy's giving me a 90-day warranty. So if it's trash, I can return it. Maybe swap out for the other one. So that's at least nice, but you still lose the effort and the time. But it's a lot of effort, so it is a labor of love. So what I'm saying is, there's not a lot of these things left anymore. So I bought this thing for $2,000, and which would have been an okay deal if the engine was blown up. And then you have to put in the money, just like the last one. So I'm sure I'm going to end up having, oh yeah, $5 or $6,000 in it on just parts and materials and everything, not including labor and all. So if you can go out and find a really nice one that runs perfectly and everything's great, instead of buying it for $2,000, if you can find a nice one for $4 or $5, maybe even $6, depending on how nice it is, and then all you have to do is refinish it and put stickers on it, you're gonna be better off. But that's hard to do, and then if you find a really nice one, you're gonna feel bad about doing that to it potentially. So just a food for thought. But for me and this, I'm committed to the project, and I hope you guys learn from it and enjoy it. So a new Top Gun bike has been added to Casey's 80s Garage. I'm gonna get the 944 out of here because I'm driving it, and I think pretty soon we're gonna come right back to the Toyota MR2. I hope you guys are looking forward to that. I've got the fender flares on the right side on here now with 3 screws, and the left I've yet to put on. So when I come back for the Toyota MR2, I'm going to show you guys how to properly put on these fiberglass fender flares and do it really successful so you have a great looking car. But in the meantime, guys, thanks for joining me. Naturally, share this and subscribe. See you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and naturally that you will subscribe, but please click that bell so I can continue to bring you wholesome and entertaining automotive content. Also, a huge thanks to Avalon King ceramic coating. They're supporting this channel and making this all possible. But more importantly, I'm looking forward to using it on all of my vehicles, including my old dirt bike. Ceramic coating bonds directly to the surface of your paint, trim, and plastics to give a long-lasting shine that beats all waxes. It lasts for years and it's easy to maintain. I've got it on my Viper right now, and my car has never looked this good. So give them a try. Again, thanks for watching, and I look forward to see you next time.